Oh, she thinks she's slick. She thinks she's slick, y'all. How many of y'all know that the devil comes to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, and try to show up on the days that you're not there when just the employees are there? How many know that the devil shows up in a beautiful red dress, sometimes even a blue dress, with a smile on their face, and they'll say something like this: God bless you, brother. God bless you, sister. May God keep you. May God cover you. I mean, they come with you because they know the language of the church. So they're going to come in that way. You know, I like to have conversations that you don't usually hear in the church so that you can get clarity, because these issues are going on in marriages all the time. So I got a call from someone, and she said, I woke up on Sunday morning. Somebody say Sunday morning. And a text came through my husband's phone. And it was a woman saying, oh, bless you, man of God. I hope your morning is going great. How many, okay, wives out there, how many of you like, who is that? Right? So the wife asks, who is that? Oh, babe, that is nothing. Now, listen, let me just say this. This man is a great husband, full of integrity, strong in the church. He's not a no-good man. He's just blind, okay? Like so many men are. And sometimes we could be blind to when a man is attracted to us and our husband tell us. But this is about women right now. We're going to talk about old ranky women right now, okay? And this can also be, you got to keep your eyes out for those men, too, trying to mess with your wife. So she calls, and the wife says to the husband, who is this? Oh, just somebody I work with or whatever. She's a saved woman. She go to church, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So she didn't want to seem crazy. You know how y'all can go crazy. Y'all know how y'all can go crazy when y'all see a text like that. Even though she said, bless you, man of God. I pray your day is going well. Right? You and I know, come on, let's get real, that this is trouble. But she dressed it up with spiritual words, right? So the wife, she didn't really want it. She said, I just let it go. I called her for something else. We weren't even talking about this, but she said, she started to tell me about this, and she said, well, I didn't want to seem crazy and I don't want to make a big deal of it. And I said, oh, no. You don't let that ride. That needs to be dealt with right now. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When you see a problem and you ignore it, that thing is going to grow. God is trying to give you a sign. Hey, your spouse needs protection right now, and you need to help them because there's an enemy that's approaching your marriage. And they need your help because they're clueless. Now, some of them are not. Let's get real. There are some people that are not clueless, okay? But some are. So I said to her, first of all, I'm going to give you, first step is don't ignore it. You're lying to yourself. You know that this is bothering you. You know it is. It's Wednesday right now. It's still bothering you. If that was Sunday and it's Wednesday right now, that thing is walking around with you because you're like, wait a minute. My husband is at work now. How often do he see her? How often does he have interaction with her? And what else is she up to? Because she called my house at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. Boo. 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning to a married man. So before I go to the next thing, I want to say this to you wives. Don't come at your husband like some crazy, jealous, mad woman. You want to approach your husband and let him know that I'm trying to protect our marriage. And babe, there's some things I believe you're not paying attention to. And let me open your eyes. So first you want to come in a place I'm not jealous, but it's natural to be jealous when someone else is coming on your spouse. But be careful with jealousy because it'll cause you to be crazy. Okay? So then the next thing, 3, you want to open up your husband's eyes and see the whole truth. So this is what you do. Great example. So she called at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I would say to my husband, I need you to think about this. This woman is single. She woke up this morning and rolled over in her bed, and all she was thinking about was you. And the first thing she does is grab the phone and text you and say, good morning, man of God. I pray that your morning is going blessed. Now, she knows you're married, and she knows that you're laying next to me. But she wants to take your mind off of me and on to her. I need you to see this, baby. I need you to see what this woman is doing. She woke up. Wait a minute. You get up, breath stinking, roll over, grab your phone, and text my husband? Babe, this is not a woman that's for your good. This is a woman that has a huge, not a small, a huge red flag on it. And I think you're being blind. And she's trying to put her handprint on you. And you need to watch it. Think about that. She got up on a Sunday morning. On a Sunday morning, y'all. She's supposed to be getting ready for church. Mrs. Blessed, and I hope your day is going well. You're supposed to be getting up, getting ready for church. Why are you thinking about my husband at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why? Somebody say why. Somebody say, why are you thinking about my husband? You need to be on your knees praying to your husband, God, if that's your God. It appears to me that you've been dreaming about him all night. And you woke up with him still on your mind. So much so you couldn't even help yourself because you have no self-control. Because if you did have some self-control, you would have integrity and respect and know that you have no business texting another woman's husband. You are out of line. And I think we need to start teaching even the younger generation about proper etiquette. That's what we need to do. We need to tell you, listen. And listen, what if she innocent? Doesn't matter. In my eyes, as the wife who saw the text, you're guilty. And you're suspect. And I've already claimed you guilty because you text my husband on a Sunday morning. Not on a work day. So then the other question I have to ask is, how did she get his number? How did you get my husband's number? And that's what I'm going to ask my husband. But here's the thing. The husband is nice and he ministers to people a lot and they do a lot of praying. So he exchanged numbers because he thinks this is a woman of God. Here's what men have to do. That you got to protect yourself. I remember my previous bishop said this. He used to coach, do counseling at the church for years. Never had a problem. A woman comes in. He was coaching this woman. She comes into her coaching session with him. She has on a trench coat. She comes and sit down, and he turns around to grab her file. When he turned around, she was butt naked. Somebody say butt naked in the house, in the Lord's house. She let it out. And he said, wait, hold up. What we doing? Now, at that point, he was in danger because that girl could have ran out that room with her coat off saying, he just tried to rape me. And his whole reputation is gone that quick. It doesn't take long to destroy a reputation. So then he had from that day, thankfully that didn't happen. From that day on, he created a rule. And that is, whenever I'm coaching a female, a woman has to be in the room. My wife, my assistant, another woman, another person has got to be in this room. And most likely a woman needs to be in that room when you're coaching another woman to protect yourself. So if you are a man of God and you're praying for people, Give her your wife's number. Don't give her your number. If she want to play that game about, oh, I really want to be a part of your prayer call. Okay, here's the 800 number. But you don't give your personal number because see, Hankty, I'm about to bring my mama out here. Hankty, I say, will call your husband on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock and try to dress it up like it's holy by saying, bless you, man of God. I hope your morning is going well. Because you know that's how we hear it. We hear it like that. Are you kidding me? I said, tell me you text or call her back. She said, no. I said, That moment and that second, she would have got a call back from me. And I would have said, hey, hello, how are you doing, woman of God? How you doing? You text my husband and you were asking how he's doing. Actually, he's laying right here. We just got up. And I was wondering why you are texting my husband at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Yes, I'm going to say it. Because she needs to know every time she texts, I see it. And then I make it easy for my husband because, you know, the husband is going to work. You know, the husband is so nice. He like, oh, I don't want to. No problem, babe. I'll do this. See, let me tell you something, ladies. You know that we were made from the rib. Do you know the importance of a rib cage? The importance of a rib cage is to protect the vital organs in the body. The lungs, the liver, the heart. Your job is to protect your husband from even Hankty women in the church. So before you attack your husband, sometimes husbands are just clueless. I remember my husband told me, that guy, you need to watch out for him. I was clueless. I didn't know what he was talking about. But when he told me, I started keeping my eye on him. He was right. The guy was no good. I had to keep my eyes open. So I started to listen to my husband. I had to tell my husband about a woman that was at our church. Babe, that woman keep coming up to you and hugging you with all her breasts. The girl, double Z's make me look real small. I said, oh no, she's hugging you from the front and every time she's just so happy. Oh no, that's got to stop. See, we have to learn. The Bible says that the older women need to teach the younger. And we need to teach women that you have a responsibility in making sure your character stays intact by how you carry yourself and how you interact with men, especially another woman's husband. Leave my husband alone. You leave him alone. So let me line this up with the word of God, because God, people try to make God out of this weak. God is not weak at all. He real serious about, righteousness. So check the scripture out, which I shared with my boys. I have 4 boys. So I am teaching, and I advise you to do this. Teach your boys about women. Teach your girls about men. Don't let them go out in this world without wisdom and understanding. Teach them. The Bible says in Proverbs 5:3, I want y'all to read the whole chapter when you get a chance, but check this out. He said, the lips of a seductive woman are oh so sweet. Bless you, man of God. I hope your day is going well. Really? Okay. All right. Her soft words are so smooth. She's not going to be hard. She's going to be soft. Because that's what she does. That's what she does. Verse 4 says, but it won't be long before she's gravel in your mouth, a pain in your gut, a wound in your heart. She's dancing down the primrose path to death. You think she nice, saying blessed and highly favored? Do you know that Satan quotes scriptures all day? He ain't scared of quoting scriptures. He sat with God up in the heavens. He knows what's going on. He's not threatened by your righteousness. Verse 5 says she's dancing down the primrose path to death. She's headed straight to hell and taking you with her. That's why you have to, don't look over this. You have to talk with your husband about this, because look at what she's headed to. Headed straight to hell and taking you with her. You think she's nice. You think she's going to pray for you. And I really want, every time you come in and at work, she's in your face? How was your day? Oh, man, that smells so good. Oh, you look so handsome. I like your new haircut. See, and your husband's not going to tell you that because he knows he don't want to drive you crazy. But you got to, that was a sign. God gave you a sign. When that woman texts, that was a sign to you that your husband needs to be protected and y'all need to have a conversation, a real conversation. Verse 6 says, she hasn't a clue about real life. She tried to act like she important. She doesn't have a clue about real life. She tried to act like she know the scriptures and she acts like she lived one of them. But if she did, why is she texting your husband on Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning? She hasn't a clue about real life, about who she is or where she is going. Verse 7. So my friend, listen closely. Don't treat my words casually. Ladies, don't treat what I'm telling you right now casually. Verse 8, keep your distance from such a woman. Tell your husband, keep your distance from this woman. Don't go out to lunch with her. Every time she try to approach you, you get busy. You walk away. You tell her, listen, hey, I'm a married man and I just really want to be respectful. Because now your wife has given you, listen, she did the hard part for you. She shut her off. So now when you go to work on Monday, now you have to follow that up and do your part. Because that woman can't enter into the marriage unless you let her in. It's the same thing for you, women. A man calling you from work, going out to lunch with men on your job. This is the same thing for you. These men don't care about your husband. They don't care about your family. They don't care about destroying your marriage. They care nothing about that. They only care about what they want. You got to protect your marriage. Verse 8, keep your distance from such a woman. Absolutely stay out of her neighborhood. Listen, if you have to tell your boss, move my office down on the 5th floor or all the way up on the 12th floor, far from her. Verse 9, you don't want to squander your wonderful life, to waste your precious life among the hard-hearted. Verse 10, why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? This woman is a stranger and she's trying to take advantage of your husband. Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? She doesn't care if your family fall apart. Verse 11, you don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones, saying, oh, and this is what your husband, I'm talking to the men, this is what you'll say if you let that woman keep talking to you, keep going out to lunch with her. He said, oh, you'll say, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why didn't I listen to my mentors or take my teachers seriously? My life is ruined. I have one blessed thing to show. My life is ruined. I haven't one blessed thing to show for my life. Never take love for granted. Now, let me say this to you. I used to work at General Motors. There was this guy, he was basically in tears, okay? He was basically in tears. He came up to me. He knew I was a believer or whatever, and he just came up to me and he was like, you know, I love what you're doing or whatever. I was not even on Satisfied Wife at the time. I was teaching, I was a speaker, and I had a project called Confident, Beautiful, and Bold. He came up to me and he said, I made one of the biggest mistakes in my life. He said, God gave me the woman of my dreams. He said, but I was younger. I was foolish and I was stupid. He said, I was married. I was in them streets. And my wife gave me chance after chance. She was a good woman. She cooked, she cleaned, she worked. She was a great wife, a great mother. He said, and I messed that up. And here he is, 40-something years old now. And he's almost in tears. He said, and now, every time I have to see my kids, I got to go over to her house and see the life. See, now she's remarried. He said, now I got to look at the life that I was supposed to have. I messed up. I messed up. This is him right here. This is him saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? He said, I messed up. I didn't listen. He said, and man, I lost the woman of my dreams because of some little hanky. This thing is serious. The enemy wants to destroy your marriage. And both you and your husband need to open your eyes. I've had men say to me, I'll say I'm married. So am I. Really? I've had them say, I remember I was pregnant at General Motors. The guy said, I take care of you and your baby. Anything you want. They don't care, y'all. No good people always want good people. They know you're going to be consistent. They know you're going to be faithful. They know you are trustworthy. They know they're no good. But you sit there and keep listening to them and telling you you're beautiful, telling you you're handsome, and you fall in their hands, and the next thing you know, your life is in ruins. And you done destroyed your marriage, and your family and your kids are looking at you with great disappointment in their eyes. You don't want this. I think I'm talking to somebody here that's being tempted or challenged right now. Don't do it. It's not worth it. This thing that you're going through in your marriage is temporary, temporal. It's temporary. God said there's a time and a season for everything. I've been married for 25 years to my amazing husband. And we've been through some serious ups and downs. But guess what? Every time the season ended. But if we wouldn't have stuck in there and stayed in there, we would have never seen this season that we're in right now. 25 years. Marriage ain't no joke. That's why you can't marry one. And you can't play with this thing. Stick in there. Go get the coaching. Go get the counseling. Whatever you need to do to strengthen your marriage and to save your marriage. Give it all you got. Stop being so selfish and be selfless and serve your spouse even over yourself. Okay. It says, my life is ruined. Verse 14. My life is ruined. I haven't one blessed thing to show for my life. Never take love for granted. Do you know the saying? Drink from your own rain barrel. Draw water from your own spring-fed well. If you need something, it's right here in this house. My husband don't need to get anything out there in that world because he can get it right here. Nothing missing, nothing broken. First of all, God is in this house. The anointing is in this house. Favor is in this house. Provision is in this house. Intimacy is in this house. Encouragement is in this house. My husband don't need to go out this door for nothing. Ask yourself, what do my husband need to go out this door for? Ask yourself, what area are you slacking in when it comes to serving your spouse? Because that's an area the enemy will get you for your inconsistency. Don't let it happen, y'all. This ain't no joke. Protect your marriage. Verse 16, it's true. Otherwise, you may one day come home and find your barrel empty and your well polluted. When you go out in these streets and you allow others to speak into your marriage in a negative way, when you allow other people to touch your life, some people just want to touch your life. They just want to go out to lunch with you. It's temptation. It comes in slowly and then it bites you. Next thing you look around, you done lost everything. You lost everything. Your marriage, your children, your job, your peace, your joy, everything gone because of one thing, one act that you weren't paying attention to. She called at 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all, on a Sunday, texting your husband. Good morning. Bless you, man of God. So glad. I hope your morning is going well. Oh, really? Really? Red flag. If I ain't never seen a red flag, that's a red flag. Somebody say red flag. Red flag. Here's the other thing you need to do, woman of God. If you have a woman that's trying to tempt your husband, pray that demon away. Get on your knees and pray that demon away. Listen, when you're one with your husband, you have authority. You have influence. You have power. Go into prayer and say, Lord, protect my husband as he goes into work. I cast that demon off of my husband. You have no space, no control. For Lord, I declare and decree a hedge of protection is covered around my husband. No weapon that's formed against him shall prosper. Fight for your husband in prayer. Fight for your wife in prayer. You send them out here unprotected. Listen, y'all Christians and y'all not praying, you're not living your best life if you don't have a prayer life. You're not living your best life as a believer. You're missing out. You're missing out. You have not because you don't ask. God is wanting to open up and give you all types of blessings, but you won't talk to him. He said, come boldly to the throne of grace. God said, I'll give you wisdom liberally. What favor goes before you? You missing out because you ain't praying. Here's the last thing I want to say. Married couples, get this, because this was a conversation on Clubhouse. If they are not a friend of ours, they're not a friend. If they are not a friend of ours, me and my husband, they're not a friend of nobody in this house. You don't get to have friends of the opposite sex that's not a friend of your spouse. If my husband tells me, I don't like that woman, she's gone. Boop, out of here. Gone. If you tell your husband, now men, listen, if your wife come to you and say, listen, I don't trust that woman, she got to go. No one should take the place of your wife. Your wife shouldn't be second to nobody, not your mama, not your sister, not your friends, nobody. She shouldn't be competing with anybody. Your husband shouldn't be competing with your mother or your father. Never should that happen. Y'all are one. And everybody else is after that. Now, listen, this is only for, if you're a believer, this is what this is about. You want to do it your way, you go right ahead. But God has the system and the formula for having a successful marriage. And this is it. This is it. There was a man on Clubhouse when we were in a conversation, people were asking for advice about relationships. And there was a guy on there who was one of the moderators. He said, when I was single, I had two main friends that he said, no sexual relationship at all. He said they were really good friends of mine. He said, when I met my wife and I married my wife, she said, I don't trust them. They got to go. He said, oh, I cut them off. So this is a minister too. He said, I cut them off. He said, now the one of them started dating this guy. She was posting it all on her social media. He said, and all of a sudden she stopped posting this guy. And I talked to her and I was like, what happened to your boy? And guess what she said? Well, he said, I'm a little too addicted to you. So he cut the relationship off. He said it was the first time he had ever realized that his so-called friend was attracted to him, was addicted to him, that even the man that she was dating identified that. The wife identified it. He didn't see it. Sometimes, husband, wife, you might not see what your spouse is seeing. And you have to trust that. You have to trust that if your spouse feels uncomfortable with somebody, they have to go. No one is messing this up. None. If my husband don't know you, if my husband is not comfortable with you, then neither am I. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. No one comes and mess up this institute. No one. All right. Y'all can play with this marriage thing if you want to. Y'all can let a woman call your house at 8 o'clock in the morning and tell your husband, have a blessed day. I hope you're doing well today. God bless you, man of God. You could have her do that if you want to. But I promise you, you do that to my husband, you are going to be checked. Okay? It's done. You're done. She's about to be blocked or the number is about to be changed. Conversations we don't have in church that we must have. And these are issues that people are having in the church. This was a woman of God that called me. This was a minister on staff. She calling you. 8 o'clock in the morning. She wakes up with you on her mind, rolls over, grab her phone, and texts you. She probably was all on your social media, salivating. Ooh, he's so fine. He's so cute. And then the lust and the temptation got to her so much she lost control, and she texted you and tried to cover it with a little Jesus. She tried to cover it with a little Jesus, a little demon. She tried to cover it with a little Jesus. Bless you, man of God. I hope your morning is going well. It is going well because I'm laying right next to my warm thighs called my wife. Don't let them do it, y'all. Don't let these people come in and destroy your marriage. Don't let them do it. Stop being naive. Demons come to church every week. They come more often than you. Watch them. All right, y'all, I got to go. Listen, if you are a wife and you're struggling in marriage, or if you're thinking about being a wife and you want to learn about the secret sauce to becoming a satisfied wife, it's possible. Because the only kind of wife to be is a satisfied wife. And if you want to be a satisfied wife, you need to join the club. Go to www.satisfiedwifeclub.com and join a community of women who are discovering the secret sauce to being a satisfied wife. We don't play. We don't play. We're not arguing no more in our marriages. We're not fighting anymore. No, we're getting satisfied. We're learning the secret sauce to becoming satisfied. And if you want to learn that, listen, if you're tired of crying, I used to cry in the car. There's times I didn't even want to come home from work, crying in the shower. I got tired of all of that, arguing in the first 10 years of my 25 years of marriage. Got tired of that. Well, then I learned. Listen, it's so good. The satisfied wife life is so good that even when it's bad, it's good. I'm not telling you that you're not going to run into any problems. I'm telling you, you'll be well equipped when it does show up. That you won't fall apart when it does happen. When issues come up in your relationship, you'll have the answers. You'll have the solution. You'll know how to deal with it. You won't fall apart. You won't be depressed and scared and all frustrated all the time. You'll get solutions. So if you want to learn the secret sauce to creating and maintaining satisfaction in your marriage or your future marriage, go to www.satisfiedwifeclub.com. Because it's time to get satisfied. It's time to get satisfied. All right, I'll see y'all in the club. I'm your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. God bless.